Mademoiselle Lenormand gestured for Josephine to take a seat in the chair and retrieved a new deck of cards from a drawer, ensuring that the fate of one visitor would not influence the fate of another. She looked intently at Madame de Beauharnais.
You tried to deceive me, madam. You chose the costume of a simple maid to come to me. I am a wakeful somnambulist, and I saw everything. How you left the mansion in the center of Paris. How you hesitated before entering my house. How you waited in the front hall, although your rightful place was in the drawing room. Do not try to lie to me, speak only the truth.
Madame de Beauharnais nodded slightly in agreement.
What is your favorite animal?
A dog.
What flower do you prefer?
A rose.
What scent do you find most pleasant?
Violets.
The fortune teller placed a deck in front of Josephine, which had about twice as many cards as a regular deck. This type of divination was invented just a few months ago and was called the Great Oracle.
Let us find your card.
She turned the deck over, shifted it with her index finger, and between the 8 of hearts and the 10 of clubs, she found the divining card. It depicted a brunette in a beautiful dress.
On the 8 of hearts, madam, these 3 symbols are the most important to you. Firstly, it is the combination of celestial bodies under which you were born. Secondly, an eagle seizing a toad from a pond. And finally, a woman by a grave. Now I see clearly. You were born under the influence of the moon and Venus. And recently, you achieved victory where others would have resigned to their fate.
A moment of absolute happiness flashed before Josephine's eyes, when her friend had rescued her from prison a week ago. It felt so real that she trembled with surprise. She had already forgotten. It seemed that both the prison and her husband's death were so long ago.
Finally, a widow before a tombstone. That is you recently lost your husband.
Josephine, completely absorbed, instinctively nodded.
On the other hand, the 10 of spades promises success in the future. I cannot recall a more favorable arrangement of cards.
Taking the deck in her hands again, Lenormand placed the divining card on the table and shuffled the cards.
Take the deck with your left hand and lay them out to the right of your card. Your first card is the 5 of hearts, on which we see the beautiful Southern Cross constellation, invisible in Europe. This means that you were born either in the East or in one of the colonies. The third symbol on the card is a parrot, which leads me to believe it is a colony. The flower of frangipani, common in Martinique, allows me to assert that you were born there.
You are absolutely right, madam.
Mademoiselle, I have never been married. Your third card is the 9 of diamonds, which signifies a distant journey. I see how you left the island in your youth. The vine depicted at the bottom of this card signifies a woman seeking support. I believe you left Martinique to get married.
That's exactly what happened.
Your fourth card is the 10 of clubs. It indicates lost hopes. However, the fruits and flowers of the stone quarry suggest that the sorrows were fleeting, and after the loss of hope, a favorable outcome followed. Perhaps a wedding.
If you read from my book of fate, you would hardly know more about my past.
Your words give me courage, for I see such strange things that I wouldn't dare to tell them. Here is the 8 of spades. Achilles is dragging Hector, tied to a chariot. Below that, a woman kneels before a tomb. Your husband, like a Trojan hero, met a violent death.
Apparently, on the scaffold, Josephine struggled to hold back her tears.
However, here is what's strange. Across from the weeping woman, there are crossed bones of Pelops. It signifies favorable inevitability. Great misfortune will be followed by immensely greater happiness.
My future is unknown to me. I have no answer for you.
Do you have 2 children?
Yes, that's correct.
A son and a daughter?
You are incredibly accurate.
Look, the 10 of diamonds represents your son. Without consulting you, he makes a decision of utmost importance. The oak tree at the bottom left is one of the speaking oaks of Dodona Forest. And your son heard the voice of the future and made a decision, which he carried out. Next is the Jack of diamonds. Achilles disguised as a woman at the court of Lycomedes. The shine of the sword in him reveals the man. Did a question and a sword arise between your son and someone else?
I'm afraid so.
In the lower part of the card, Juno cries out to him from the cloud, "Be brave, young man, so support is not far away." Ah, here it is. The King of Diamonds is your son. He seeks help from a mighty warrior and receives it. And the Four of Diamonds is you yourself, at the moment when your son tells you about the favorable outcome of his plan. Finally, here is the Eight of Clubs, clearly indicating marriage. And recalling the Eight of Hearts, it can be asserted that this marriage will elevate you to the highest circles of society. If you still doubt, here is the Six of Hearts. An alchemist looks at the philosopher's stone that turns iron into gold. It symbolizes the transformation of ordinary existence into a life of honors and high destiny. Among the flowers, there is ivy, entwining a withered lily. The lily, which has been a symbol in France for centuries. You are about to. It's incredible.
Mademoiselle Lenormand, unable to contain her excitement, fell to her knees before the astonished Josephine.
My lady, I do not know your name, but I clearly see your future. Remember me when you become an empress.
Empress? Me? You must be out of your mind, my dear.
Can't you see it yourself? The cards don't lie. Your final card, to which all the others lead the King of Hearts, holding a sword in one hand and the scepter in the other.
No matter how unbelievable this prediction may seem, Josephine's head spun. Her vision darkened, sweat covered her forehead, and a shiver ran through her body.